Good Lord, what do we have here? Well, this is all the carpet and the pad that I pulled out from this condo. Of course, there's more carpet and pad that I took out upstairs, and I've been carrying that down, and I'm not ready for the new carpet yet. And of course, we're going to be recarpeting the stairs and everything, but I thought until I get everything painted up in there on the second floor, maybe I'll concentrate on all that. Then maybe after that, I'll take this carpet out. You wouldn't believe how your feet get tired if you're in a construction area and there's no carpet on the steps. So I'm just going to leave that for a while. You know, I could have ripped that carpet out already, but I haven't. I've just left it there for a little bit. We're not talking about that per se, okay? I cut it small pieces so that it would fit into the dumpster here because it's in a condo complex. But we're coming up with the idea of wanting to pick out some carpet for this condo. And there was carpet in this whole front area here, okay, or right off the kitchen, but we decided, hey, we could have put carpet there, but it's out here next to a deck, next to a river, okay? And you could see how this carpet here could get dirty really quick. As it was, we were going to stretch the carpet in this area because it was still in pretty good shape. You can see how it is. And if you've been watching the other episodes, you would have seen the carpet when it was all down. If you want to see how I took that out and all that, of course I've got it on previous episodes, okay? But we've decided, hey, let's go ahead and replace all the carpet, but we're putting vinyl planking in this area. I'm going to take out this wood planking, and it's going to go, all the vinyl planking is going to go all through here into the bathroom, out in the front here in this little storage closet. But everything upstairs and the stairs is going to be carpet. But now look, this carpet isn't that old. I'm going to guess it's maybe 2.5, 3 years old. But when you look at, and it's been shampooed, carpet cleaned before we got here, okay? But look how it looks dirty. It's just soiled. It's just from where, because to come up here, obviously you got to make marks. We could clean this until the dogs came home, and it's still going to have marks. So that was one thing we had to be aware of on what type of carpet are we going to get. Yeah, we could have. See, we went to one place. We got these 3 little samples. Okay, I'm not sure why Mommy got these 3. They're almost all the same color. Almost, huh? And she thought first, okay, let's do that. And I said, you know what? If we use something like this, or even lighter, it's almost the same coloring as those stairs. You know what's going to happen in 5 months from now? It's going to be all dirty. And I told her, I says, when we get ready to move in here, let's have a pact. Let's just come in here, take our shoes off. We'll have a place where we can take shoes off, and then we'll have a place where we can slip on shoes or slippers in this area. And then when we come in, that's what we use. Those slippers never touch virgin ground again. All they stay is right in here, and that'll keep these steps looking mighty nice for a long time, won't they? Well, one of the other things is we've got to pick the right color too to maybe minimize it, right? Because obviously, if you pick a white, you know what's going to happen. Even if you pick a little bit lighter, kind of a tan, beige color, right? It's probably going to show up after a while. And my brother and his wife, they have shag carpet in their place. Believe it or not, it's kind of like this. It's kind of like that. It might be a shade darker than that. It might be about like that. Oh, it's comfortable laying on, sitting there, watching TV and stuff. I always like to sit on the carpet up against a couch watching TV. And so I was telling Mommy, I says, hey, what about shag? And she's like, oh, maybe. And so she got these samples, and luckily there was some other samples. This over here is kind of like shag to a certain extent. See how it's sticking out a little bit? But it's also like cut pile from here back. It's like cut pile, kind of like this, right? And you see what I mean? So you just have a little bit of the shag look at the top. And so I convinced her, well, we talked and she was fine with it too. Hey, let's go with this style as opposed to this. This is a lot thicker too. And here's something else to think about. If you replace your carpet and decide, hey, I want to go with shag. I was watching VideoJoe and now I've got shag on my brain. You put that in, all of your doors may have to be undercut because your doors might rub on here. In fact, they might even rub on this. I'm dreading the fact that, well, okay, let's use that. And if I have to undercut the doors, I'll undercut the doors. I've got all the doors off. This whole job, I'm painting all the ceilings, the walls, the baseboards, the door frames, the doors. In fact, I've got all the doors already painted and cured. And of course, I've got that on a previous episode. And I've just left them in here in the garage. These turned out really nice. I'm really happy with how I did everything. And I've got videos that show everything from cleaning to sanding to painting to filing the edges off and what I did and why I did it and how I raised it up off the ground and all that kind of stuff. And hey, it's fine. So I may have to undercut some of those doors. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping that, you know, when I took the doors off, I didn't even think about, you know, looking to see how much gap there was there. But we kind of like this, and the fact that we needed to get something kind of mid-range. Okay, what do you suppose we picked out on all these? This one right here. This has a little bit of a tan in it. This is more lighter gray. And here's the thing. We've got to make sure that whatever carpet we pick is going to go with the flooring that we picked. It's going to go with the new countertops that we picked. It's going with the new cabinets that ultimately are going to be installed in here that we're going to pick. It's going to go with the paint that we've picked because I'm going to be repainting everything this color right here. Okay? And so all that kind of goes into play. You can't just look at one color and think about it and go for it. I mean, you can. You can. Is there a rhyme or reason? Yeah, there's a rhyme or reason for everything. But if you do that, hey, if it doesn't match, it doesn't match. Oh, well. You see in here, initially, there were tan walls, and the carpet's kind of tan to a certain extent. And the paint is kind of an off-white, so to speak. I mean, it's not a bright white. And it kind of blends in to a certain extent, right? We're going to go with bright white, which is a little bit brighter than this. So I'm going to do all the baseboards, all, you know, the railing, this railing, the door frames, and all the doors. See, it's going to be as white as that door down there. See? I mean, it's almost the same color, but a little bit cleaner looking. And so all that kind of goes into play when you're picking out carpet. Here's something else to think about when you're getting ready to pick out carpet. If you look at something and you look at this and you think, yeah, I really want a little bit of brown, and look, it's got a couple little black specks in it. Yeah, I think that's going to go good. Yeah. And then you order the carpet and it comes out, and guess what? It's going to be way lighter than this. It's going to be down on the floor. You're going to be standing up, you know, 5 feet up. Your eyeball is going to be directed down, and you're going to think, that's not the right color. Something's wrong. You're not installing that. Forget it. And you get your carpet sample out, and you set your carpet sample right down on top of the carpet. Sure enough, it's the same. Sure enough. You're not going to see hardly any of these specks unless they're more defined. whatever happens, whenever you order carpet, when you look at any sample, I don't care what sample you look at, when it goes down on the floor, you've got a 12-foot wide piece, and you got a room such as this, 14 by 14 or whatever, it always seems to be lighter than your sample. That's just how it works, okay? And so you've got to remember that, okay? And here's another something to think about. Some places give you little sample bits like this. This one's from the Home Depot, okay? My favorite box store. Okay, I wish they would have had bigger samples. Sometimes they have slightly bigger samples. We went to another place. Here's their sample board. Now see how much bigger this sample is? You can kind of stand back. You can set it on the floor. You can put your floor tile next to it. Here's the sample they gave us. One little piece. It's kind of hard to visualize when you set that down on the floor and you stand back. It's kind of hard to visualize. Is that the right color? Is that the right specs I want in it? Is it bright enough? Is it dark enough? Does it have enough little black specks in it that I thought? Is it going to hide some imperfections? Is it going to hide traffic foot areas going up and down the stairs? Yeah, this one. Yeah, this one. Well, guess what? When I throw that up there, it almost is going to disappear. This almost looks darker than that. But when you stand back here, you can hardly tell which step I put that on, huh? Because it just always comes out lighter. So always remember that. And if you can, ask for bigger samples. Now, when you go to a store and they have those samples, look what usually is on a board. This is a big board, by the way. Lots of times I've seen sample board from here to here, maybe. Okay? But on the other side, there'll be one big piece of a particular color. Okay? Now you can get an idea. If you find that one, if you really liked this one here, flip it over. Now you can set that down. See how big that sample is? Most places aren't going to give you tons and tons of big old samples. But, you know, if you're down to 2 colors, oh man, I'm not quite sure. Go back to the store, ask for bigger samples. Maybe even if it's just a carpet store, maybe he'll cut you off a remnant piece off of, you know, a roll that he has in stock, and he'll give it to you. He'll give you a piece this big. He'll give you a piece that big. 2 pieces of the 2 different ones, provided he knows that you're going to be purchasing from him anyways. Okay, now you've got some bigger samples to work with to come back to make your final decision. Okay, so those, hopefully I've given you a few things to think about before just ordering your carpets. And they come all kinds of different ounces. This one happens to be 53 ounce face weight. This next one said 55 ounce. What's the difference? Well, talk to the carpet store, hardware store. Talk to the carpet store and ask them what is the difference. Okay, most of the carpet backing is an action back backing. Now they do have some carpets which you have to pay extra for. It's called a unitary backing. Some carpet installers don't really like installing it because it's hard to make up the seams and stuff, but the unitary keeps it from, if you have a loose bit of strand of carpet, you don't want to pull it because it could zip across your room, across your hallway, across your door opening to your bedroom. Never pull one of those up. See if you can't glue it down with some crazy glue or something prior to cutting it off. If you don't have the crazy glue, because if you cut it, now you could leave a possible hole if you have level loop carpet. This is called cut pile because the loops, they cut the top of it and they're all individual. Level loop is where the carpet goes doink, ga-doink, ga-doink, ga-doink. That's level loop, and it's all smashed together, boom, 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 boom. That's a different carpet altogether. if one of those carpet strands comes loose, those are the type that you want to try to glue back down and not cut off, because those are harder to cover. You know what I mean? But since we're talking about carpet, let's talk about the carpet pad. The carpet pad too. There's different weights of carpet pad, different thicknesses, different strengths. The standard 7/16. You can get thicker pad. You can get 1/2-inch carpet pad and something that's a little bit more weight, more springy or more firm, so to speak. Okay, this one happens to say odor ban on it. I've never even seen this before. So it's like, do you really want some odor thing after your pet has pissed on the carpet and it's soaked all the way through to your carpet pad? If you got animals like that, you got a big problem already, because your carpet's already going to be saturated. It's going to be pretty much ruined to the fact that once it gets down to your carpet pad. But I guess it makes sense if you get moisture and if you get the urine through there, maybe it's not going to saturate your foam padding when it hits this. So I guess that makes a difference, you know, because most carpet padding will look like this on both sides. This doesn't. I just rolled it up differently. Okay, but lots of times the carpet pad will be almost like that color on both sides, and then the guys come out and they just put it down. Now this is obviously, that's going to cost more, and that blue side would be facing up because it's smoother. It's got some sort of plastic coating on it. See, that might be a good thing if you got pets to use that. Now we got a cat and we've never seen it piss or mark walls or the floor or anything like that, but I don't know. I might talk to Momi about that and think, hey, maybe we want to do that or not, depending on what happens. But you know, think about different things like that before you just run to the store and try to pick something right off of the shelf. Okay. Hope you learned something. Well, that's all I got for this time. But I'll be back with more videos.